So today we will be discussing about social media platforms, different types of social media platforms, and which platforms in which category, and what all examples are there, right? And then we will be discussing about how to generate lead, what is lead generation, and then like what is social media goal setting, how do we have to set social media goal, what exactly is the importance of setting the social media goals, and what are the different types of examples which are into social media goal setting, right? So first of all, we have to discuss about the different types of social media platforms. So we already know that what do we mean by social media. So basically, social media is a platform where we are able to connect with the people, we are able to share our ideas, interest, right? And collaboratively, we will be able to work. And typically, if I talk about social media platforms, so generally we are aware of, we say that Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. So these are the social media platforms everybody is aware of. And when I talk about social media platforms or social media, so basically social media will help you, you know build the loyalty of your current customers, because you share a lot of things on the social media platform related to your brand, or other activities related to the kind of services you have, the kind of brand you have, and the kind of goals which you have in your mind. So with that thing keep in mind, so if you are doing all these type of activities on social media platforms, so obviously you know uh, you will also get to know about the kind of customers you have, and what exactly the customers are looking for. So it is like a very good way of analyzing the customers you want, the kind of problems they are facing, and then accordingly you will be able to provide them the solutions, right? And if I talk about the business you know perspective, so over around 88% of the companies nowadays using these social media platforms for marketing their products, services, and they are doing a lot of activities using these social media platforms, and they are actually taking a lot of advantages using these social media platforms, as almost each and everybody is now using the internet. And if they are using the internet, so obviously they will be into using the social media platforms. And why not take the advantage of the social media platforms to let people know about the kind of business you have. So this is the major part of social media. And when we talk about different types of social media platforms, so every platform comes into some kind of a category, right? So if I talk about Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, so they come into a social networking category, right? Why do we call them social networking category? Because people are using these platform basically, if I don't talk about the business perspective. So usually if I talk about Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, so these are basically used for connecting with the people, okay? And it is basically used to network with different type of other people, right? So that is the reason that we categorize Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter into social networks, because using these networks you will be able to interact with people, you will be able to share your things related to your life, so that other people will be able to learn about you in a different way, the kind of interest you have and all. And if I talk about with the business perspective of this, so these platforms are used to encourage the individual person or the different types of businesses to interact with the kind of a product you have, or if you want to interact with the other people. So that is the reason that you will be able to use Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and you also will be able to share the content, the ideas, or the kind of you will also be able to build a relationship with the people who are connected with you, right? So that is the first basic advantage of having this. And other way of using the social media platform is that with the business perspective, you will be able to analyze the kind of things which are already happening on these type of social media platforms, and accordingly, if other people are doing such some kind of activities on these type of platforms, so they are getting different types of results. So with the help of these social media platforms, you will also get to know about what exactly you have to do, right? So that you will be able to attract the customers or the consumers or the users who are using these platforms, right? And the second category which we have is the media sharing networks, right? Uh, Media sharing network, why we say this, because using this type of social media, you will be able to find and share photographs, live, mostly live videos, right? And videos and other kind of a media on the web. But yeah, so Facebook also, right nowadays, if I talk about the Facebook, also comes into this category, because earlier you did not have the ability to share reels or these type of things. But if I talk about now, so now you can share the reels and other things on the LinkedIn as well, on the Facebook as well. As the competition is increasing, so all the platforms are also kind of using the different types of what do you call, the different types of features which are beneficial for other social media platforms. And then we have the discussion forums. So these forums are basically again a type of social media channels, but the basic use of the social media channel is to find, share, and discuss different types of informations and opinions, or if you have any kind of a news related to different types of countries or states or something like that. So there you will submit some kind of a topic, and then people who are connected over that forum, they will be able to discuss related to that topic. So if I talk about Quora, so Quora is a discussion forum where you have the ability to share if you have some kind of a question, okay, and you want other people to answer that question. So people have different type of opinions regarding one specific topic, right? You share it, and you just and the other people will be able to find out that, okay, these type of questions are being there. So if they whatever kind of opinion they have, they can post their opinion related to that subject, right? And the other thing is that bookmarking and content curation networks. So where if you are interested into uh, into uh, like graphic designing, or if you're interested into beauty related things, so there are like different type of people who are sharing this type of content, okay, and also they are interacting with each other, and they are following each other according to their interest. If suppose somebody is interested into knowing about beauty product or makeup, so they will be kind of following the content which is related to beauty and this. So accordingly, there are like a lot of different types of content which is available on these platforms. So if I talk about Pinterest, so Pinterest is one of the best example of bookmarking and content curation network, where you will see lot of data related to different type of subjects, fashion, beauty, okay, and education, science, technology. So different type of content is already available on that, and according to your interest, you can go there and you can use that for your benefits. And then we have the consumer review networks. So again, there are a lot of platforms, because if we have some kind of products, So we also want to know about the opinion of other people, what exactly the opinion of these people about that product or that company. So if I talk about Glassdoor, so Glassdoor is again one more company review platform where you can go there and you can review, or you can comment about the company which you are working. So if other people wants to join that company, so what they can do, they can go there and they can see the reviews, the kind of reviews that company is having. So based on those reviews you will be able to take the decisions, right? So these type of network social media platforms are also helpful for you to have a better decision making, right? So this is the these days. And there are like a lot of, if I go on Amazon, so on that also we have this facility where you have the ability to buy the product, and then accordingly you can even review the give the reviews or the ratings of that product, and this will also help other people to know about that product, and then accordingly they will be able to you know take the decisions. And then we have the blogging and publishing networks where you will, because when I talk about the blogging means the kind of articles. Okay, if you're interested into knowing about a detailed information about any kind of a product or any kind of a subject, so people start writing the blogs. Okay, and there people are posting different type of articles. If I talk about the education, if you're interested into education field, you want to know about what exactly is happening in the education, so you can follow blogs which are related to education. And if you are interested into knowing about fashion, that what all trends are into fashion, so you can follow fashion related blogs. So that all depends on the kind of interest you have. So these blogs are basically designed to attract more and more people, or to educate people around, right, regarding some kind of a subject, right? If I want to educate people regarding the career, right, and or I want them to take the career seriously, and what all factors are there which are important to take the career decisions, right? So if you want to build awareness regarding any kind of a product, any kind of a service, or any kind of a subject, so you can start writing the blogs. So that is the reason that this comes into the category of blogging and publishing networks. And if I talk about the examples of this blogging and publishing networks, so in this case we have the WordPress, we have Tumblr, we have Medium, and there are like lot of different types of blogs. And we can even have the blog on the Google blogspot.com, where you can have your own blog free of cost, and you can start writing the kind of interest you have, or even you can buy a domain name and then you can start your own blog on that also. So if you, that all depends on you, that what kind of blogs you want and what kind of facilities you want. Even you can have the wix.com, where you can have you can use it, that as a blogging website you can create, right? And then we have the social shopping networks. So in this category, we will be talking that if you want to, or if you really want to find out the kind of latest trends which are happening in the marketing, and you have the zeal, or you have the interest in knowing about the different types of shopping tips people are having. So for that, what exactly is happening, people are sharing their uh, tips, shopping tips on these social media channels. So there are like these different types of social media channels. So and if you want to use these social media channels for networks effectively, so you will be able to create a site, and that indicates shopping experiences with social experiences, right? So yeah, so these type of the other things, so these are the few different types of things which we have. Then we have the interest based network. So when I talk about the interest based networks, so in this case we have the community, we build the communities according to the interest of the people. So right now community building is the latest trend in the digital marketing, and people are using community building to attract more and more customers really based on their interest, right? If you want to have a community of people who are interested into beauty and makeup, so you what you can do, you can create a community of beauticians, and then you can create a product around that, that how exactly you will be able to use that community for the business benefits, and what kind of product you will be able to create in that community, right? So these, when I talk about the community, so communities are basically related to the kind of interest you have. Okay, nowadays people have already created different type of communities, right? And even if I talk about the Instagram, so on Instagram the different types of pages we have, right? And based on our interest we are following those pages, right? But when I talk about the communities, so communities basically you will be connected with the people who have the same interest, right? You are interested into knowing about beauty, then you will be into that community. The other people also who wants to know about or learn about beauty, then they will also, so in that community people are of the same interest into that community. So that is the interest based networks. So there are like a lot of examples of this social media. So where I was working earlier, so that was also related to the community, and that was related to the teachers community. So I was into building the community of teachers, and we had the app where we were connecting the school teachers, and we were building the community of school teachers. And there are a lot of activities which we did related to the schools. We created the WhatsApp groups, and then we used to share things related to the kind of problems these teachers are facing, righty, right? And then we also had the different type of engagement activities which we used to do on a regular basis. Because when I talk about communities, so communities are two way of communication. It is not like that you have people in your community but you are not doing any kind of a action within that community, and if you will not engage these people within that community, so they will lose the interest and they will go from the community. So communities looks very easy, but managing the community is the toughest task, because you have to engage people within that community. So accordingly you have to do a lot of different types of activities for those people who are into that community. You have to create the persona according to the kind of needs they have, according to the kind of problems they are facing, and accordingly you have to provide them the solution. Because if they will feel that okay, what exactly they thought that they will be kind of getting the benefits from this community, if they will feel that okay, this is not benefiting those people, so they will leave that community. So you have to have a uh, this community building related to the kind of interest people have, and then you have to manage the community using the different types of events, webinars, or different types of things. And when we talk about community building, so that also depends on the kind of platform you will be using. If you want to have a app based community, so then you have to have a app. If you want to have a web based application, then you have to have a web based kind of application. If you want to have a WhatsApp groups, then you have to create the WhatsApp group community. If you want to have a Slack, on Slack, if you want to create the community, then you can create the community on the Slack. And if you want to create the community on Facebook groups, because if I talk about the Facebook groups, so there also we have these groups. So those groups are kind of platforms where if you are interested into traveling, so you will join a group in which already people are there who are interested into knowing about travel field. And there are groups which are related to career. So if you're interested into knowing about career, there are groups related to startups. If you're interested into startups, you can join these groups. So these are on Facebook. These groups are also part of the community, and there are like a lot of activities which are happening within these communities. So again, you have to decide that kind of a platform, what kind of platform you will be using to build the community. And because if I talk about the Facebook group, so there are a lot of issues with this Facebook groups, you know, uh, and it is very difficult to manage the communities on Facebook groups, because there are a lot of things that you will only be able to know when you have to go there, and you have to see that kind of conversations people are having, and you have to be active on those platforms, right? So according to the kind of results, or the according to the kind of goals which you have, so you have to see that which kind of platform is going to be good for your community, right? So this is the last, but this is the most important uh, factor in the digital marketing. And nowadays, almost every third startup or every organization is using this technique, the community building, to attract the customers, right? uh, there is one this company that is called straightbat.com. So they are into sports, and they are building a community of sports people who are interested into the sports. So that is and they have a product related to the sports. So these people are using those communities.